honestly, my favorite matches have probably been at Hollywood. Like, if you ask me where my favorite matches were, like, only one is at PWG, honestly, I think. The rest have all been at Hollywood. Hollywood was my home, for 10 years. And it's still sort of a sore subject, but not being there anymore sucks, I think I did a lot of good for the locker room. A lot of really good matches. Match quality was like one of my main things that I wanted to fix. I was like, dude, none of you guys are wrestlers. You don't know what's going to make a good match because you watch it. I was like, I've wrestled these guys and I've been on opposite sides I was like, I know who doesn't work well together. I was like, these guys don't even like each other. I was like, I guarantee they're not going to want to wrestle well because they don't like each other. I was like, but you guys don't know that. You don't pay attention to that. And that's where I felt like I had an advantage, was knowing everybody and being able to like sort that out so that the right guys were working with the right guys and you weren't asking someone to swim upstream. If you know something about them personally, you're probably going to know what they'll embrace and what they won't. And I thought that was important, to give guys stuff that they'll embrace, because we all know that payday wasn't shit. So it had to be fun. It had to be fun. I just would tell guys, I was like, look, man, if you want to go. There's no heat. I'll figure the story out. I can't tell you how many times I had to adjust the story day of because someone got called by TNA, someone's dreams were coming true. I was like, go. I can count probably on one hand the amount of times I had to ask somebody to skip something for us. Almost every time I was like, I'll make it work, dude. And that wasn't easy for me. It was rough, but I would still rather my locker room at least be happy with what they're doing and knowing they can still go do something that might make them happier. I was like, I'm not here to hold anybody back or chain anybody down. A lot of times younger guys would be like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore. And then I'd be like, okay, I think you're making a mistake, because you can learn a lot here. There's so many guys that would credit a lot of their ability to wrestle like a TV style, a filmable style, from being on Hollywood. You learn a lot there and you get great footage. And, I'm proud of everything I did as a wrestler there. I only had a couple real duds that I was like, okay, I need to step my shit up. But for the most part, that TV style was what I watched growing up. It's what I loved the most, and it's what I wanted to do. PWG style, people call it that, like that really crazy high pace, whatever. It's like, yeah, we did that too. And sometimes we would bring it to Hollywood, and that was really fun because the cameras couldn't keep up sometimes. And so but it was fun to do, because sometimes that crowd was like, oh my God, like we never see these guys do this. They kick and punch for 4 minutes and then hit like a sleeper. And then all of a sudden we're out there doing DVDs off the top to the outside. And like, I was able to book DJ Hyde versus Bad Dude Tito in a no rope hardcore match.
Yuma. Yeah. I remember you booking DJ Hyde.
Yeah. Well, that was part of a business agreement that existed. One of my jobs there was always to maximize our cooperation with other companies. Yeah. That's how I became the Wired champion. It was literally a joke. It was a joke that Giancarlo, who works for WWE now, he and I would joke that I should become the Wired, or someone from Hollywood should become the Wired champion to show the connectivity with CZW. Like, we're working together. These companies are united, but if no one ever appears on the other show, no one gives a shit. It's just in name. It's just in graphics. So they're like, what if you guys have someone win the title? And then Giancarlo's like, it should be you, dude. And he's like, you'll get over at CZW. I did not, by the way. not even a little. We're talking earlier about merch and standing there just defeated because no one's even looking at you. That was me all 3 times I was at CZW. Just sad. Just
I like DJ. You booked me against him at Championship one time, and it was actually a pretty good experience as far as like the 7 chops I took. But he was a nice guy, man. I appreciate, he was very nice to me, and I remember you coming up to me and going, "Hey, man, you can handle yourself." I was like, all right, man.
That was kind of how I had to say it sometimes to people. That was my like, hey, just take care of yourself. I know who could and who couldn't when it came to a guy like DJ.
He was cool, man. I mean, he has the hardest chops I've ever felt in my life. But I remember.
You know what? I've actually never wrestled DJ. We were in, I think, a red carpet rumble, and he came like he was looking for me, like, because we're pals. And he came looking for me, and I was like, no, not today. And I
Powder. No, no, he had some stiff chops, man. Stiff chops, dude.
When he was around, he beat up a lot of guys, and I was like, well, I mean, somebody's got to wrestle this dude.
You know what? Like I said, he was nice to me, and he even told me, he goes, man, if you come to the East Coast, let me know. I'll get you booked everywhere. And I'm like, all right, cool, man. I appreciate it.
And that's a very DJ thing. But I will say, while he was at Hollywood, he never, he never took advantage of any of my guys.